Well, the meeting is probably going to start at about 3 o'clock. We're not sure when we're going to be let in. So we're all just getting signed in, getting our visitor passes, and waiting for everyone to get here. The Social Studies Department since 1987. And it was 10 years ago that the Los Angeles County Office of Education made the decision to change their contract guidelines so that they could give seniority to their own teachers over the LOXA teachers or over the LAUSD teachers. And over the last 10 years, almost annually, they've told us that they were going to get rid of Jerry Friedman, and then at the last minute, they've changed their mind. So I really feel that they've shown us that they can decide to keep an exceptional educator and not just be bound by, you know, what they are calling, you know, legality that they can't get around. They've shown us that they can.
Right, and it's politics, as usual over there. And this isn't the first time, from what I understand. The original chairperson, John Waddell, who is not with us any longer, passed away a couple of years back. He was the first who was kind of pushed or asked to retire, and instead he took in order to stay there because he loved the school so much. And imagine teaching the caliber of musicians that you're teaching at LOXA, and then having to go back to LAUSD where, you know, most of the kids don't even want to be there. And he went ahead and took a cut in pay. From what I understand, there's a current teacher, Vicky Silva, who actually was originally there as well, who also has gone through the same thing, although she took the cut and she's still there. She'd be probably a really good person to talk to about all of this.
That's pretty cool.
But one by one, it appears over the years that LACO wants to get rid of all of the LAUSD teachers. For one thing, you know, such as Mr. Friedman, he has gained so many years there that his pay is at one of the highest paid teachers at LOXA. When they are able to replace him with this, whoever this teacher is, that's a LACO teacher demanding his job, it'll be probably half of what they have to pay Jerry. But the caliber of the type of teacher, award-winning teacher, it's just a sad thing that politics will get involved with the finer education of kids at the Los Angeles County High School for the Arts. So. This is Kimberly Huff. She also is a former student of Mr. Friedman's. And from what I understand, your parents both work in...
My parents were both educators. They're retired now. My mom was a kindergarten teacher for 17 years in the El Monte School District. My father was a math and physical education teacher for many years and then went on to become a high school counselor. They're both retired now, and my aunt Shirley Manty was also a board member on the El Monte Board of Education for Elementary.
And through some of our discussions, you had mentioned that they are very well aware of politics that are behind the scenes within school districts.
Absolutely.
So this is nothing new.
No, this is nothing new. I grew up surrounded by it. Unfortunately, my Aunt Shirley is no longer with us. She's passed on. But my parents, when I discussed it with them, I could hear the eye roll over the phone, and they were, here we go again. It always boils down to politics. Somebody wants somebody else's job. Sure, does it have something to do with budget cuts? Sure, you can always pinpoint some sort of money involvement, financial concerns. However, when it comes down to it, somebody wants somebody else's job, they feel they deserve it more, whatever reason, but there's always a way around it. Rules, they can be bent when they want to bend them. So we're here to let them know at LACO, we want this rule bent a little bit. It's fine that somebody else wants the job, find them a different job.
When LOXA began, LACO needed to staff it with experienced teachers that could step right in and organize a school such as LOXA. from the ground level up.
Okay, let's go.
So LAUSD loaned out Mr. Friedman, as well as all the other teachers, to LACO. This loan out of teachers was renewed each year, and our LACSA teachers technically remained LAUSD teachers,
Riley,
although they
take a
were working
Pepsi
for
or
LACO
Coke.
and under its control.
Whatever they have.
So years passed and loan process continued. The loan out process continued without too many hiccups. But what was happening, which is a partial part of this mess, is that LACSA teachers were not gaining tenure with LACO. Instead, they continued to gain tenure with LAUSD. Tenure for a teacher basically is their seniority. And the more seniority you have as a teacher, the more secure your job is when budget cuts start to take place, like we're seeing right now. The teachers without tenure are laid off first. Although that sounds fair, in this situation it leaves all of the teachers at LACSA vulnerable when budget cuts start to take place within LACO. All the teachers at LACSA have no tenure, even if they have worked for LACSA for 23 years, like Mr. Friedman has. So today, as always, LACO can return LACSA teachers to LAUSD during budget cuts and give their LACO union teachers positions at LACSA and still be covered as technically doing what is lawful under their guidelines. This year, I'm sure everyone is keenly aware the state of California is facing major financial problems under Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger's leadership, and budget cuts are threatening LACO and LAUSD. So LACO is pointing this fact out in their response letters to our letters that we are sending in support of Mr. Friedman. But the interesting thing is that even before all of the recent budget cuts, Mr. Friedman has been fighting to stay at LACSA for years. And each year he has won and stayed at LACSA. But now that LACO can lay the blame on budget cuts, they get rid of one of their best teachers at LACSA, Jerry Friedman. This may start to sound as though it is political, and I assure you it is. In bringing Mr. Friedman's situation to light these past days, I've been in contact with a former teacher at LACSA who made me aware of some shocking political games that were played during this particular teacher's time at LACSA, which was extensive. I was made aware that a pattern exists that basically shows that LACO is systematically, over a long period of time, getting rid of all of the LAUSD teachers that started and built the school into what it has become today. It began with John Waddell, the original music department chair, when he was forced to retire. Okay, we're getting ready to go.